Hello students, welcome to English and Answers. Today's topic is a poem from Pentacle book of class 4, and that is How many greens are there in the park? How many greens are there in the park? Learning objectives. Read text with comprehension, locate details and grasp the main idea. Infer the meanings of unfamiliar words by reading the main context. Engage in meaningful discussions with teachers, peers on a range of topics. Learn the use of metaphors and understand types of sentences. Practice consonant blends and write an essay. Is there a park in your neighborhood? What are the green things in the park? List them. Work in small groups. Answer the importance of green things in the park. So here, if there's this question, is there a park in your neighborhood? यानी neighborhood आपका जो पड़ोस है, आस पड़ोस. तो अगर आपके वहां पे पार्क है तो आप यहाँ पे लिखोगे yes. What are the green things in the park? List them down. So basically green things in the park will be the grass, the trees, the plants. Also if there are some slides, झूले हैं अगर वहां पे तो पेड़ पौधों के अलावा झूलों का भी आप लिख सकते हो यहाँ पे. नेक्स्ट इट से स्मॉल ग्रुप्स में आपको वर्क करना है और आपको लिखना है इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ ग्रीन थिंग्स इन द पार्क. ऑफ कोर्स जो कलर ग्रीन है ना वो हमें थोड़ा सा शांति देता है, थोड़ा भी क्या काफी शांति देता है क्योंकि जो ये कलर ग्रीन है ये प्लांट्स का होता है बेसिकली, राइट. तो ग्रास पे कहा जाता है कि हमें नंगे पैर घूमना चाहिए, वॉक करना चाहिए, इससे हमारा माइंड रिलैक्स होता है. तो यहाँ पर जो ग्रीन कलर है उसकी इंपॉर्टेंस के बारे में आपको पोम में बताया जाएगा. Now that you know the number of green things in the park near you, let us read a poem about the greens. How many greens are there in the park? Can we count them one by one? There's the light green of the tender little grass. I would like this green for the walls of my house. There's the darker green of the older plants that have flowered for many years. I would like to have them as friends for the numerous stories they can tell, and there's the darkest green of them all in trees majestic and strong. So here the poet is talking about the different shades of the green color and is also saying that we can easily count them one by one. Of course, as it's a question also, rhetorically the poet is asking. Next is there's the light green of the tender little grass. The poet is also talking about the tender little grass green color, that it's the lightest shade of green that the poet is talking about. And the poet would want this type of green shade to be painted on the walls of the poet's house. Of course, because the green shade is light here and is being calm, is giving a very peaceful effect. So that's the reason the poet would want this color to be on the walls of the house. Then there's the darker green of the older plants, and they have flowered for many years. And the poet would like to have them as friends, these type of plants which are a little darker in the shade of green. For the numerous stories they can tell, and there's the darkest green of them all in trees, majestic and strong. Now the third shade that the poet is talking about is the darkest shade of green, and the poet wants that these type of tall, majestic trees and strong, as we move further, we would get to know what the poet desires from these type of trees. Now in the paragraph where the poet is talking about the trees which have flowered for many years, he's talking about being friends with them as they would have many stories to share with the poet. And as we move on, the darker shades of green, here the poet would want something else from them. They hold up the sky and protect the earth. You see, they are the oldest of them all. They hold the wind in their boughs, offer homes to all kinds of birds, call the rains for welcome showers. I would like them to be my guardians. Now here the poet is talking about the tall and majestic trees which are having the darkest shade of green to be actually the guardians for the poet, because they are the ones which are protecting the earth from the harmful UV rays. The tall trees, when they form a canopy, they cover the surface of the earth with their leaves and in such a way that the harmful rays from the sun are not able to reach. Then they also protect from the harmful winds. Now, how would the winds be harmful? Of course, the strong winds. They can just blow away everything. And then the trees are also offering homes to a lot of birds They are being so helpful to mankind. And then they are also calling for the rains. How would the trees call for the rains? Because they are so tall, they are so much helpful in the flourishing of mankind and also here maintaining the ecological balance, that the rains come more often in those places where there are a lot of trees. So that's the reason here why the poet is referring to the taller green trees. Of course, the darkest shade is being referred to these. And then the poet, who's Chitra, the poet as said here or written here, the respected poet is wanting these trees to be the guardians for her. Now, a brief summarization I would do here. The speaker mentions three kinds of green in the poem: light, darker, and the darkest green. The speaker wants light green for the house that is to be painted on the walls. The speaker wants to paint the walls of his house light green because it is important, calming, and liked by all creatures on the earth. Further, the speaker wants the darker green of the older plants to be friends with him and have been so much flowering that the poet would want these type of trees to tell numerous stories because they would have a lot stored in them. The oldest tree holds up the sky and protects the earth is what is being referred to the majestic trees. Then the tree hold the winds in their boughs and offer home to all kinds of birds. Another thing, the trees hold up the sky and protect the earth means that they don't allow the heat to reach the ground and also block the wind, that is the strong wind, and attract the rain. So this is what the poet is trying to talk about, the different shades of the trees, and also tell us about the importance of trees. So another thing, she wants her house walls to be painted green is very important because of the fact that she's a nature lover and also wants these trees to be her friends and her guardian. Let's do the word stock here. Tender means soft, numerous means many, showers means short spells of rain, flowered means blossomed, majestic means having impressive beauty. And let's also know about the author. Chitra here is the children's poet who's written this poem. She has written many poems on children, animals, and the environment, etc., which largely carry a message to her readers. Firstly, you've all understood that the message here, what she's trying to give, is about the importance of trees, the nature, and how crucial they are to the ecology of the environment. Now, as I've explained the poem in English, I'll be discussing the questions and answers in the next video, not in the same video. And another thing, if you want the explanation in Hindi, please let me know. It's not a big deal to simply translate it for you people in Hindi here. But most importantly, just try to understand this whole poem in English first. Try to listen to the video again if you haven't understood it in the first go. Try to listen it 5 times. I'm sure at least some facts would come very easily to you when you've done it with your 5th round of listening, right? So give time to anything that you're wanting to learn. So let me just come up with another video for the answers that will be written by me and also given to you people. But before that, try solving these questions and answers yourself. Give it a try. Don't just escape from doing self-study. Self-study is very important, okay? So take care, study well, bye-bye.